Greetings! We are in Unit 4, Module 1, Session 6. The name of this home connection is Addition, Algorithm, and More. Put your name and number at the top, please. Get credit for this hard work. You have been working in a few different ways. We've been doing give and take. We've been doing adding using expanded form. And then lately we have been focusing on the multi-digit algorithm for addition. Okay? Let's give it a try. I'll do an example. These two numbers, 157, 188. To add, I'm going to combine 8 plus 7 to get 15. Remember that we carry the 1. So you are going to write 15, but the 1 has to go above because you have a number greater than 10. Okay? Then I'm going to add 8 plus 5 plus 1. That's the same as 8 plus 6, right, which is 14. Once again, carry the 1. So I do write 14. I just have to split it. I must carry my 1 up top. Okay? And then I'm going to add my last three numbers, 1, 1, and 1, to get 3 for a total of 345. Okay? So as you go through here, your goal is to figure out if you add up to a number that's greater than 9, which would be 10 or above, that 1 is always going to carry up. Okay, until we get into multiplication, where we're doing the standard algorithm, you'll only ever see a 1 up here. So if you ever write down a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you should probably double check because maybe you wrote your 1 down here and you wrote the other number up here. Okay, that's a great way to check your work. Fill in the blank. I'm going to do the adding and I want you to say the carries. Okay, so if I said 9 plus 2 is what? Hopefully you said 11. Also, I hope you said 11, carry the 1. So if it's a number that's 10 or greater, always follow your answer by carry the 1. Okay, try it on this one. 7 plus 5 plus 1 is what? I'm hoping that you said 13, carry the 1. Okay, 6 plus 2 plus 1 is 9. So 9 is not 10 or above, so I can just write the 9. Okay? I'm going to let you do these last two on your own. Make sure you pause this video anytime you need to. Okay? In this next question it says, Alonzo used the standard algorithm to solve the problem below. Okay? So this is what he did. And I'm supposed to answer a couple questions about it. Did Alonzo use the algorithm correctly? Explain your answer. So let's see. What is 8 plus 6? 8 plus 6 is 14. Did he carry the 1? Yes, he did. What is 7 plus 1? That's 8. 8 plus 5 is what? 13. Oh, but he wrote a 2. Interesting. So I think maybe he didn't quite do it correctly. So you might say no when you get to letter A. And then when you write your explanation, I would say he didn't add the middle digit or the second digits correctly. Because he should have also had to have carried another 1, which he did not do. Okay? So when you write your explanation here, make sure you include an explanation. You should write he did not add correctly or carry the 1. Okay? Now it says, how would you solve this? Show your work. And hopefully you would give me a 258, you would stack a 176 on the top, and then you would add using the standard algorithm. 8 plus 6 is 14, carry the 1, okay, and so on and so forth. That much he did correctly. I would like you to do the next 2 digits on your own, okay? Pause this video. Patricia used the standard algorithm to solve the problem below. Uh-oh, I already see some issues. Maybe you even remember what I said. I don't even have to do any adding to know that those two numbers are incorrect. Why is that? We said that when you are adding two numbers together, you will never carry more than a what? You'll never carry more than a 1. So 9 plus 4 is 13. Oh no, she wrote 1, 3. So she even put it in the wrong place. Oh goodness. Okay, so when you explain your answer, hopefully you'd say no. But I would also say that she reversed her numbers. So that would be she carried the wrong number. Okay. Also, she put them in the wrong place. So even if she would have had a 1, that 1 would be in the wrong spot, right? Because if we do 384 plus 559, 9 plus 4 is 13, carry the 1. The 1 goes here above the 8. Okay, you carry over to the next row because we've already finished adding these two numbers. You would not put a 1 in a column that we've already finished doing the math on. So, no, she carried the wrong numbers. You also need to write that she carried to the wrong place. Make sure you put that in there. And when you do letter B, you are going to solve it correctly. And I already started it for you right here. But make sure you finish it, okay? Pause this video, please. Fill in the blanks in the multiple wheel below. Ooh, goodness, it's been a while, but we should be able to find some patterns in here, shouldn't we? If 7 times 40 is 280, then what would 7 times 4 be? Right? If I cover up the 0, ooh, this is hard to do with my big fingers. The 0 and the 0, I only have a 28. 7 times 4 is 28. Add a 0, add a 0. So what we might do is the reverse. They gave you one with the tens place first. Let's do all of the single digit ones and then go from there. We know that 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 60 should look very similar, right? 420. I'm going to let you do 7 times 10. 7 times 8 is 56. In order to do 7 times 16, I'm going to need a times 2. If I just double this answer, I should have the correct answer. Interestingly enough, 18, does that relate to any of these numbers? 8 doesn't go into 18, 4 doesn't go into 18, ooh, 6 does. 6 goes into 18 3 times. So if I take 42 times 3, I'm going to get the same answer. Alternately, if I took 7 times 10 and 7 times 8, I should be able to combine those numbers. So there's a couple ways you can do it, but I'm going to leave that up to you. Okay, those 3 boxes are for you. Pause this video. Take a look, okay? This is balancing equations. We're not coming up with an answer. I don't need to know that 5 times 20 is 100. What I need to know is 5 times 2 times what is the same as this. I already have the 5's covered. 5 and 5, they're good. How do I get 2 to equal 20? I'm going to take it times 10. So now I have 2 times 10, which is 20. We're trying to balance these equations out. I'm going to do one more with you, then the last one is going to have to be on your own. I have a 12 and a 30 on this side of the equation, right over here, okay? I want to make it the same on this side. I have the 12, I have the 12. Those are good. But I have a 10 and I have a 30. How am I going to take that 10 and turn it into 30? By taking it times 3. We want it to be balanced. The last one that you're going to do is very similar. Notice that you have the 8s already. It's going to be slightly different because you're going to be combining to figure out the missing number to balance both sides of the equation. This side has to be the same as this side. Simon wants to add 3 numbers that total 1,000. He starts with these numbers, 567 and 354. What is the sum of his first 2? Okay, well that doesn't seem like too bad of a question. 567 plus 354. Okay. If I add them together, 7 plus 4 is 11. Carry the 1, right? I carry the 1. 6 plus 1 plus 5 is 12. Uh-oh, carry the 1, right? 5 plus 1 plus 3 is 9. So far, I'm up to 921. So that's the answer to letter A. What number does Simon need to reach 1,000? Show your work. How do you show your work? How do I get to 921? The question I'm asking, 921 plus what number is 1,000? Well, if I flip this equation around, I could say 1,000 minus this number is 921. Or I could flip it a different way and say 1,000 minus 921 is this number. And maybe that is the easiest way to think of it. Okay? Either way, you're going to get the same answer, but if you subtract, you'll most definitely get the answer. Challenge question. Isabella babysits so she can earn money for a new snowboard. She charges $6.75 an hour. In April, Isabella babysat for 10 hours on one weekend, 12 hours on another weekend, and 20 hours during another weekend. So she's been a babysitter for 3 different sessions. How much money did Isabella earn babysitting in April? Well, she gets paid by the hour, right? So we need to know how many hours she babysat before we can calculate the amount of money she gets. So let's do some adding. So it looks like I've got a 10, a 12, and a 20. 10, 12, 20. So that looks like 42. How am I going to get $6.75 an hour and 42 to combine? This is a challenge question, right? So one of the things that you have to think about is, do I want to simply take 675 times 42 and use the algorithm, which you could. You very well could, but you would want to make sure you don't leave the decimal out. Or do you want to make some numbers a little bit more friendly? 20 is made up of 2 tens. 12 has a 10 in it, and 10 is 10. If I take any number times 10, I move the decimal over one place. So if I have 6.75 hundredths, and I take it times 10, the answer is 675, but the decimal moves over one place. I'm going to do some secret math. So here's my question. I just took it times 10. We said that 20 is the same as 10 times 2, right? So I have another 10 here. So I can move it over again. And then I have 675. And then I'm left with some choices here. Okay? One of the things that I would consider doing is using the 2 and taking it times 675. And then maybe taking the 12 times it as well and adding it on to your 675. If you are comfortable with the standard algorithm, though, for multiplication, you absolutely can just make sure your decimal tracks all the way down with your answer. And if you wanted to stick with this video, I can show you how that would look. This is kind of a challenging. 675, 42. We're going to multiply. Okay? 2 times 5 is 10, carry the 1. 7 times 2 is 14 plus 1, 15, carry the 1. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13. That row is done. I just took 2 times all 3 numbers. Okay? The next row has to start with a 0. And then I take 4 times 5, 4 times 7, and then 4 times 6. So 4 times 5 is 20, carry the 2. 4 times 7 is 28, plus 2 is 30, carry the 3. 6 times 4 is 24, 35, 26, 27. If I add all of this down and make sure my decimal goes all the way with it. Life should be good. So my answer would be $283.50. It's a good amount of money. It's a really good amount of money. Okay, all right, troops. Hope you enjoyed your video. If you have any questions, please make sure you ask a math wizard. They are super helpful. And as usual, we'll catch you on the next one. Later.